Sierra Hotel, and a cement factory. He cancelled Juxon Smith's construction of a church and mosque on the grounds of Victoria Park. Stevens began efforts that would later bridge the distance between the provinces and the city. Roads and hospitals were constructed in the provinces, and paramount chiefs and provincial peoples became a prominent force in Freetown. Under pressure of several coup attempts, real and perceived, Stevens' rule grew more and more authoritarian, and his relationship with some of his ardent supporters deteriorated. He removed the SLPP from competitive politics in general elections, some believed, through the use of violence and intimidation. To maintain the support of the military, Stevens retained the popular John Amadou Bangura as the head of the Sierra Leone Armed Forces. After the return to civilian rule, by-elections were held and an all-APC cabinet was appointed. Calm was not completely restored. In November 1968, unrest in the provinces led Stevens to declare a state of emergency. Many senior officers in the Sierra Leone military were greatly disappointed with Stevens' policies, but none could openly confront Stevens. Brigadier General Bangura, who had reinstated Stevens as Prime Minister, was widely considered the only person who could put the brakes on Stevens. The army was devoted to Bangura, and it was believed, in some quarters, that this made him potentially dangerous to Stevens. In January 1970, Bangura was arrested and charged with conspiracy and plotting to commit a coup against the Stevens government. After a trial that lasted a few months, Bangura was convicted and sentenced to death. He was hanged on March 29, 1970 in Freetown. Stevens named a junior officer, Joseph Saidu Momo, as the head of the Sierra Leone military. Major General Momo was a close ally and very loyal to Stevens. On March 23, 1971, soldiers loyal to the executed Brigadier John Amadou Bangura held a mutiny in Freetown and other parts of the country in opposition of the Stevens government. Several soldiers were arrested for their involvement in the mutiny, including Corporal Fode Sonko, who was convicted of treason and jailed for 7 years at the Potamba Road prison. At Stevens' request to Guinean President Sékou Touré, a close ally, Guinean soldiers were stationed in Sierra Leone from 1971 to 1973 to help protect the government. In April 1971, a new Republican constitution was adopted under which Stevens became president. In the 1972 by-elections, the opposition SLPP complained of intimidation and procedural obstruction by the APC and militia. These problems became so severe that the SLPP boycotted the 1973 general election. As a result, the APC won 84 of the 85 elected seats. In the early 1970s, Saka Stevens formed his own personal force known as the State Security.
We are the national broadcaster, and I am Sulaiman Baba Toure, a reporter and presenter at the SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
From the commercial department, I am Regina Bangura. You are watching SLBC. Your voice, my voice.
I am Jonathan Turner, a reporter for Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation, SLBC. As a reporter, I do stories on education, health, politics, and more. Stay glued with SLBC to watch my stories. Your voice, my voice.
Lucian Ganda, producer Weyus, and producer and presenter Christian Renditions on TV. This is the SLBC.
I am William Wise, presenter Weyus and also reporter at the SLBC, and this is the SLBC.
am Salma Tabak, television executive producer. I produce programs on both radio and television. I'm a news anchor, a presenter, an announcer on radio. I enjoy what I do because I serve a public service broadcaster. It's a pleasure to work with the SLBC. I am Telikoma, Head of News and Current Affairs Unit, Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. Our news hour now covers several segments. We have entertainment, business, weather, sports, ferry schedule, and human interest stories, not forgetting politics. We are doing all that to keep you people posted on what's happening all over the country. Thanks for being with us at SLBC. Keep blue. We are the best.
Ibrahim Samara. Coming up, rescue workers discover more dead bodies at the collapsed building at Shell. President Bio addresses the 4th edition of the Open Age Symposium in the Naira's Kingdom. And Abdul Parker pleads not guilty for the killing of a fiancée, one Sia Kamara. These stories and more are lined up in this edition of Nizar. We start the newscast this afternoon with the tragic incident at Shell New Road. The death toll has risen to 10 from the collapsed 7-story building that happened at Shell Richard Arlen. While rescue effort is still ongoing, an additional 7 victims have been rescued and are in critical condition. As Julian Koroma reports, first aid organizations like the Red Cross, the nurses from Shoman Hospital, and the National Disaster Management Agency are still on rescue efforts.
Several victims who are in critical conditions have had to be rushed to the Rokupa Government Hospital. First aid responders and community do-gooders are still in search for more people who were trapped in the building. The 7 stories high building used to host storage areas which fell on a nearby 2-story facility, causing extensive damage and trapping several individuals beneath the debris.
For those survivors, we have 2 female survivors and we have 5 male survivors. The male survivors, 2 under 5s and 3 adults. The female survivors are adults. Yes. For the dead, we have 10. We have 2 male, 1 adult, and 1 between 10 and 11 years. For the female dead, we have 6 females, adults, and 2 under 5s. So that is the current state where we are. The rescue operation is still on. We might recover.
As rescue efforts continue, several first aid agencies like the Sierra Leone Red Cross and some nurses from the Schumann Hospital are well within view to offer first aid treatment and a psychosocial support to surviving victims.
I am here to help the Red Cross and the other nurses. We are working as a team for the people that they are getting under the disaster, the building that collapsed yesterday. So when they get the person out, we'll take them to Wokupa. Or if we have any help to render, we'll take them like yesterday. We have 3 of them that we give assistance yesterday. And when the Red Cross ambulance is here, we transfer them to Wokupa Hospital.
An official at the Rokupo Government Hospital, who asked to remain anonymous, confirms their medical services to the survivors and noted adequate supplies of medical care items are expected soon to be able to adequately dispense medical assistance to the victims. Meanwhile, the whole incident has plunged the Texaco Shell access into a chaotic traffic scene, with commuters having to trek on these pothole roads rather than spend hours in traffic.
Well, some people, the transport, the traffic, some are not able. They go prefer Kando Waka. They say, the way people they work now, some are not able with time. Some are go prefer Waka and go before get kitch, go there for level.
Even when several teams are digging into the wreckages and trying to find people to rescue them, meanwhile, all the structures are still being erected right here in the Shell community. Now, whether these structures pose a future recipe for disaster, only time can tell. SLBC News, Julian Kuruma.
In the same vein, Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo has told media practitioners that government will put in place measures to address the alarming rate of collapsed buildings in Freetown. He made the statement during his visit to the scene at Shell, where a 7-story building collapsed and claimed the lives of people, leaving others severely injured. Mohamed Simbi Kuroma tells us more.
The collapse of the 7-story building at Shell in the east of Freetown has left many people dumbfounded, especially because of the magnitude of the incident. Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo visited the scene to sympathize with victims and their families and appreciated key players who had been instrumental in the rescue process. Executive Director of National Disaster Management Agency, Retired General Brema Sise, updated the Vice President on their operations so far, including the number of people involved, death toll and survivors.
16 people then we account for. 7 of them and they survive. Of them 7 and they will get 2 females and then 5 males. 2 under 5, the males and 2 under 5 and 3 adults. The one that we not survive, we get 9 deaths, we get 1 male, then we get 8 females. 6 females that are adults and 2 under 5s. As we speak right now, of the 7, 5 admit at Rokupa Hospital and 2 in actual track because of the degree of injuries we did suffer.
Vice President Dr. Mohamed Jule Jallo appreciated the team for their show of diligence. He extended his visitation to Okupa Government Hospital, where 5 of the 7 survivors were being treated and the remaining 2, who were said to be in critical condition, were admitted at Chaithram Hospital. The Vice President was pleased with the victims' swift response to treatment.
We continue the search and rescue mission, and then secondly, we care for the one that we survive and we wound. We put them in our hospital, so we give them the maximum care. I want to use the opportunity for tell everybody thank you, for tell the National Disaster Management thank you, the general way there, the crisis team we set up, and the player that we able to bring together. including the security and the defense forces, and all the private sector players, the way we brought out the like Gentoo, and so we get construction material machine there, and that other company back, we get another construction company, we don't supply material. We continue for reinforce that effort there. We bring more people, we bring more machines for make sure CLO do the maximum work.
The doctor in charge, Dr. Alpha Karim Sharif, said that they have the necessary medical facility to attend to patients.
Currently, we get enough personnel then to respond to the incident, and we don't put in place a lot of equipment there, like the oxygen machines and some medications like IV plates, analgesics and others. We get to the free health category. So if we get any constraint, we contact the Ministry for support and other hospitals then. But as of now, we get enough medications and stuff as well.
The search and rescue are still ongoing, as a number of other victims were said to be under the debris. Whether they are dead or alive is yet to be found out. For SLBC, Mohamed Kouma reporting.
May their souls rest in perfect peace, and the SLBC will continue to bring you updates as the situation unfolds. Now to the presidency. President Julius Maada Bio, in his keynote address at the 4th edition of the Open AG Symposium in the United Kingdom, has called for private sector to partner with its government to boost agriculture and the climate-free environment. President Julius Maada Bio paid more attention on the future of food and agriculture in changing the environment. He highlighted the vital role of agricultural practices in enhancing both national and international food security, as well as ensuring the financial stability of farmers and the broader economic security of the nation. According to him, his government recognizes the importance of agriculture as it is the main sector of the country's development. He made mention of the Feed Salon program, which, according to the president, seeks to combat hunger, malnutrition, and create job opportunity for young people, including women. As climate change is one of the major issues that has reversed the progress on development in Sierra Leone, President Bio emphasized on the need for a more robust system to respond to climate change disruptions. You are watching News Hour, coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation from a broadcasting house at New Englandville in Freetown. Accused Abdul Parker has pleaded not guilty before Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens. The matter between the state and Abdul Parker, that is before the High Court No. 2 in Freetown, was for 2 count charges of murder and 1 Sia Fatu Kamara and perverting the cause of justice. Sunkari Kroma is our court reporter. She now reports.
The accused Abdul Parker looked confident in court, dressed in his black homeboy and black jean before Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens. He is undergoing a trial of 2 count charges of murder and perverting the cause of justice. Accused Abdul Parker pleaded not guilty of the charges levied against him. Addressing the court, Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens informed both the state and defense counsel of the existence of the new Criminal Procedure Act of 2024. Which repealed and replaced the 1965 Criminal Procedure Act. Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens told the State Council to provide the 2024 Repeal Criminal Procedure Act, which he said will guide the trial process. He, however, disclosed that because of the seriousness of the offense, he is not going to grant bail to the accused person throughout the year, adding that he will ensure justice is served without any favor or sentiment attached. The matter was adjourned to the 26th September 2024. For Slbc, Zainab Sunkari Kuruma.
The judiciary has held its open ceremony and call over of 94 cases of the September 2024 criminal sessions, presided by the acting Chief Justice Nicholas Brown, marked at the Law Court building, Shiaka Stephen Streets. Sunkari Kroma again.
The High Court call over cases is for the purpose of the presiding judge taking the plea of accused persons committed for trial by magistrate court, and those whose indictments were preferred with the consent in writing of a judge. When accused person plead guilty of any offense, the presiding judge is entitled to proceed to sentencing. And where there is no guilty plea, the presiding judge will adjourn the trial to a specific date when the case will come up before a judge to whom the case will be assigned. 94 accused persons are before the court for various criminal offenses, including murder, treason, conspiracy, robbery with aggravation, larceny, house and office breaking, wounding with intent, unlawful possession of drugs, among others. Acting Chief Justice Nicholas Brown Mack was the presiding judge, and he sentenced Yusuf Toli and Almami Bangura to 5 years respectively. They were before him on 2-count charges of larceny, office and store breaking contrary to law. The criminal session comes in 4 times every year, and it gives opportunity to accused persons whose cases are committed to the High Court. For SLBC, Zainab Sunkari Kurma.
The Ministry of Social Welfare and the Sierra Leone Police, FSU, have conducted a high-level stakeholders meeting on the popularization of the prohibition of the Child Marriage Act 2024 and the signing of MOU between the Ministry of Social Welfare and the Family Support Unit of the Sierra Leone Police to better collaborate and coordinate. Our reporter, Christiana Camara, has more.
In a recent development, Ministry of Social Welfare and the Sierra Leone Police, FSU, have come together for a high-level stakeholders meeting. The focus of the meeting was to discuss on the implementation of the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2024. The engagement also coincided with the signing of an MOU between the Ministry of Social Welfare and the Family Support Unit of the Sierra Leone Police. The program brought together representatives from Ministry of Social Welfare, the Police, Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, United Nations, and lawmakers, among others. Minister of Social Welfare Melrose Kaminting called for an urgent need to protect the rights of children in the country, adding that the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2024 and the signing of MOU between the Ministry of Social Welfare and the police were timely. The minister described child marriage as a devastating human rights violation, noting that girls are not brides. She said studies revealed that 800,000 children were wives, of which 400,000 have married before aged 15.
The critical mass of girls are still held in servitude, allowing them to be pregnant, to be married at an early age, become pregnant, and because they are young, their bodies cannot take the pregnancy, and because they are young, they normally face devastating challenges, especially when they are ready to give birth to children. The Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2024 represents a significant step forward in our fight against gender-based violence. Yes? Because even the child marriage is a violation. This legislation is a landmark legislation that provides for the prevention and enforcement of penalties on offenders, protecting victims' rights, and ensuring related support services for young girls affected by child marriage in Sierra Leone.
Inspector General of the Sierra Leone Police, William Fayaselu, said the rolling out session was a call to all individuals to come together to set up action plans and ensure that these laws will be enforced effectively. He added that their mission is to eradicate child marriage in Sierra Leone, and the MOU has outlined the institution's roles and responsibilities of the police and the Ministry of Social Welfare in executing their duties.
Secured several convictions in court for all the issues: human trafficking, domestic violence, child abuse, all of those ones. As long as it comes to our attention, we will guide it jealously to make sure it ends in the court. Because when you look at the criminal justice system, we are the ones who initiate that particular system. From the police, it goes from the court, it goes to the correctional centers.
Member of Parliament, Bojon District, Honorable Mariam Azombo, called for swift actions to protect girls below the age of 18. She stated that child marriage has been prohibited in Section 34 and criminalized in Section 35 of the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2024.
The Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2024 states in Section 2(1) that child marriage is prohibited. It also states that it's criminal. But in this same law, it says that cohabitation is criminal. The law criminalizes cohabitation. Tap to me, it criminalizes consent, giving consent to child marriage, even if that child is your own biological child. It criminalizes attendance in weddings. Those who love to go to weddings, dress nicely and go to weddings, you are a criminal if that wedding is a child marriage. It criminalizes promotion, bateau. It criminalizes attempting, criminalizes conspiracy. It also criminalizes aiding and abetting child marriage, conduction of child marriage, imams, pastors, community leaders who conduct marriages.
Stakeholders consider the high-level meeting to be a life-saving event that aims to strengthen the protection of children and combat child marriage in the country. SLBC News are in Freetown. Christiana Kamari reporting.
The Deaconess Salematu Conte Foundation, in collaboration with Lieutenant General P.K. Lavahon and Shalima Trading Company, have supported over 200 school children of the Roman Catholic Primary School at Mobasiki Village, Dase Chiefdom, Moyamba District, with learning materials worth millions of leons. Yvette Cole Smith has the story.
We need more help from the government for us to achieve quality education in this part of our country. We need school feeding, adequate learning material, convincing learning instruction, and many more. We are also asking upon the government to help our teachers have input.
Head teacher, Roman Catholic Primary School, Mubaske Village, Abu Amara, appreciated the support, describing it as a new era in the history of the school. Adding, since the establishment of the school in 1956, the Deaconess Salematu Conte Foundation was the first organization to make such a donation to over 200 needy pupils. He said the school performance in the NPSE examination was impressive. The public relations officer of the Deaconess Salematu Conte Foundation, Major Mahmoud Papa Conte, said the foundation was formed by the late Deaconess Salematu Conte to support less privileged children in their education. The foundation since 2021 to date has supported over 1,000 pupils in Freetown, Kailaun, Koinadugu and Moyamba districts. Representatives from Lieutenant General P.K. Lavahon, Michael Lavahon, and Shalima Trading Company, Honorable David Soriba, said they are working hard to reach rural communities to support children accessing education and encourage parents to send their children to school, particularly the girl child. Chiefdom representatives, Ministry of Education, Parents Association appreciated the foundation and partners for their timely support and call on beneficiaries to take advantage of the support and academic work seriously. The foundation will continue to enhancing community participation, promoting sustainable education in Moyamba district and other rural areas. Yvette Goldsmith reporting.
Still on education as a way of supporting children living with disabilities, Disability Awareness Action Group, together with their partners, Lillian Foundation and One Family People, have distributed school materials to over 100 children living with disability. This gesture is as a way of encouraging physically challenged children in their studies despite being disabled. Roslyn Kuroma has the details.
Disability Awareness Group, in their yearly empowerment program supporting children with disability, has supported over 100 disabled children with essential school materials and also financial support to disabled university students. The organizers of the group expressed their commitment to empower these young people in their academic journey. Program Manager, Disability Awareness Action Group, DAG, Francis Buya, emphasized the importance of ensuring that every child, regardless of his or her ability, has access to quality education, stating that their mission is to break barriers and create a more inclusive society.
One Family People and Lillian Foundation, they are the parental body that provide support to us to make sure that we reach these children for them to be able to go to school.
Are you supporting them from primary level?
Of course, yes. We are supporting them from primary level to university level. We have 127 children who are disabled children. We are providing support for them to go to school. Because we are also providing support to the parents, since the parents they are the first time to oversee them.
A beneficiary, Ibrahim Dumbuya, who is now a final year student at Fabe College, said he has been receiving support from DAG for the past 15 years, and that has helped to create a huge impact for him being a disabled from childhood. He expressed his gratitude to the organizers for the support and also encourage parents with children living with disability to continue encouraging their children to put more efforts in their studies.
Even though it is very difficult, initially when you started the education, because you must have discrimination along the line and as well provocation from school peers, in other words, from school friends, colleagues. They will point fingers at you that this person is working this way, that way. But just be in mind that what you want to achieve in mind must be your focus. Those words, they are words, they want to kill your determination, you understand? But despite whatever words they will utter against you, just meaning that your achievement must be your focus.
The impact of this generosity extends beyond the school materials given to these children. It symbolizes a group of people coming together to support the most vulnerable group of people in society. SLBC News, Roslyn Koma reporting.
Central One University Student Organization has ended its free extra lessons hosted for pupils in SS3 that
benefited from 1 month intense free remedial classes. A group of young university students formed the Central One University Student Organization to elevate the challenges faced by many pupils in secondary school by providing them with free quality and accessible learning opportunity during the recess.
The session per se is for the pupils to actually go out there and then to put the information to practice, because it is not about consuming the information, but it is about you practicalize the whole thing. So what we expect the pupils to do is when they get the information, we expect them to practicalize the whole thing. That is why the lesson doesn't mean you just come and teach you the physics, the accounting, or whatsoever. We also provide certain time for the students where they can meet with different speakers. So in other words, we are intriguing their minds so that they can have passion or they can practicalize what's the information they've got. So
these pupils showed resilience in the course of the remedial classes, and few of the best students in all departments received prizes from COSA executive. The recipients commended COSA for broadening their horizon in their various fields of studies.
We are great, and all the teachers were extremely putting their efforts and to make sure that we excel and to go out there to be in there. I've experienced the peer learning because we have a combined class where we share our thoughts, ideas.
To be part of this class, it was a very good class and I learned a lot. It helps me. I think I heard about this class on media, radio, and I totally feel that I need to come for this class to learn, to know something, to add value. More we, the science students, it is very hard. But when I joined this class, I learned so many things in the area of chemistry, physics, biology, and English. So I'm very happy for this class, and I learned a lot, and I'm going to implement them again.
Deputy Registrar of University of Sierra Leone, who doubles as coordinator of COSA, Brahim Abbas, said the initiative is to always bring on board pupils attempting the task to embrace learning, noting they are more interested in pupils to master their field of studies instead of just passing the exams. He encouraged them to utilize the knowledge for their bold steps in being part of this journey and encouraged them to embrace the initiative as they strive for academic excellence. Certificates were distributed to all stakeholders, including the teachers of COSA, for their dedication and contributions towards promoting quality education in the country.
Chief Minister has seized expired coffee from a trader at Sani Abacha Street. Dr. David Moinina Senge and team were spot checking business place to assess the quality of goods and products. Cecilia Alisise went along on her reports.
Not 23 or 24. 09, 24. How are you, sir? Yes. Now you? But this, you look like you expire. And designer say we don't take down the yes, say because
we don't take this, yeah.
But if we
not do nothing with them. We expire. We not check. Yeah.
On a rainy afternoon, traders were surprised by the presence of the Chief Minister at the Sani Abacha State. Dr. Senge, alongside representatives from Pharmacy Board, Consumer Protection Agency, and Standard Bureau, was seen strolling through the highly populated business street, checking on products by traders and shop owners. Dr. Senge and team interacted with some of the traders and were able to discover packets of expired Mixi coffee from a trader, which Dr. Senge seized and admonished the traders to always check that the products they sell are not expired, as expired goods put citizens' life at risk and violate the business regulatory standards.
As a government, we have been working with the different agencies to make sure that they are doing their work, to make sure that from security we hear about fake drugs, we hear about expired drugs and expired products in the economic management meeting, and His Excellency always is asking us to make sure that we clean up the system. And I saw that trade was doing this, and we're only here to support them and reassure them that we will continue to do citizen engagement, to have people take responsibility to clean the products.
Traders explained the challenges at the Sani Abacha State, including the movements of the government's Wakafine buses.
Director of Trade, Ministry of Trade and Industry, Emmanuel Conjo, says the move was a show of government commitment to work in unity with regulatory agencies to monitor marketplaces and get rid of expired products and sensitize citizens on its effects. SLBC News, Cecilia Alice Sise.
Ministry of Finance and partners have signed an agreement for the reconstruction of the Mabang-Moyamba-Bambato Junction Road. The move was to foster road transportation connecting important corridors leading to major agricultural or business centers across the country. Moses Conte witnessed the signing ceremony and reports.
The signing of the financial agreement between the government of Sierra Leone and Siltra for the reconstruction of the Mabang-Moyamba-Bambatoke Junction Road marks a milestone in the infrastructural development in the country. Currently, the numbers of roads that are paved are far less compared to those not paved. Thus, the signing of the financial agreement is a step to see more donors and partners investing to see more roads constructed. Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Kenya Bali, said the agreement falls under Pillar 4 of the Big Five Game Changers, which stands as a major enabler to the remaining 4 pillars that will create job opportunities for young people while increasing road connectivity to agricultural areas. Deputy Minister of Finance, too, said they will fully cooperate with partners to support contractors carrying out their project, adding that the said agreement will not only see the road being constructed, but are hoping to see the construction of other roads linking agricultural areas.
This road will bring a lot of improvements to that sector, to that corridor. Much needed connectivity in roads, much needed access to market for most of our farmers, fishing communities that are there. And a lot of development, even for the children coming up, right? Because this now will open access. Kids will now see what development is about, and they will aspire to move from that region and also come back to develop.
Chief Executive Officer Siltra said so far they have constructed several roads across Africa. Thus, they were excited to be part of the development of the road sector in Sierra Leone. He said after a thorough assessment of the road, they noticed that the choice for that route was not a mistake. He thus made commitment that if all the documentations are processed on time, they will finish the project before the deadline. Moses Conte reports for SLBC.
You are watching News Hour coming to you live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. It's now time to join our international news desk.
This is the international news, and I am Cecilia Alice Sise. The Iran-backed Lebanese armed group Hezbollah says 2 of its fighters and a girl have been killed after handheld pagers used to communicate exploded. Iran's ambassador to Lebanon was among hundreds of people reportedly injured by what Hezbollah called mysterious blast, which happened simultaneously in southern Beirut and several other areas of Lebanon on Tuesday afternoon. CCTV footage appeared to show an explosion in a man's trouser pocket as he stood at a shop steal. Hezbollah said it was investigating the cause of the blast and did not directly accuse Israel of being behind them. Starvation in war-stricken Sudan is almost everywhere. The head of the World Health Organization, WHO, has told the BBC's Today program after visiting the country. Director General Tedros Adhanom said the situation in Sudan is very alarming, the massive displacement. It's now the largest in the world and, of course, famine. He said 12 million people were already displaced, adding that attention in the global community to Sudan was really low and race was a factor. Thousands of people have been killed since a civil war broke out in April 2023 between Sudan's army and the Parliamentary Rapid Support Forces, RSF. Imagine destruction, displacement, diseases everywhere, and now famine, Dr. Tedros told the BBC. 3 West African countries run by military juntas will be launching a new biometric passport in the coming days as part of their withdrawal from the wider regional bloc ECOWAS. Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, whose military leaders took over power in series of coups between 2020 and 2023, announced their plan to leave the bloc in January. Following the coups, West African countries sanctioned the juntas, aiming to push them to quickly restore civilian rule. Malian junta leader Colonel Asmiu Goita said in a televised address that in the coming days, a new biometric passport of the alliance will be put into circulation with the aim of harmonizing travel documents in our common area. And finally, on the international news, intense storms battering Central Europe are now reaching Italy, where warnings of heavy rains, strong winds and floods has been used for much of the country. Floods are already reported in the central area of Pescara, while the Italian Meteorological Services weather alerts apply from the northern coast of Emilia-Romagna to the far south. The warnings come as flooding has devastated parts of Poland, the Czech Republic, Romania and Austria this week, leaving at least 21 people dead. Authorities in Croatia, Hungary are also warning of flooding in the coming days. Well, that's the end of the international news. Thanks for watching. I am Cecilia Alice Sise.
Many thanks to Alice. It's now time for entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to the Entertainment News with me, Julian Dumbuya. In this edition of Entertainment News, Matilda Doherty crowned Miss Art Sierra Leone 2024. Queen Afi jumps on Lord Mo Wrong Turn Challenge, and Lionel's Music releases video and drama of Fumble Tick. Miss Supermodel Worldwide Sierra Leone 2023 Matilda Elizabeth Doherty has been crowned Miss Art 2024, and she will likely to be Sierra Leone's representative for the Miss Art Global. In 2023, Matilda won Miss Supermodel Worldwide Sierra Leone and represented us at the Miss Supermodel Worldwide in Delhi, India. Of course, she represented the country well, and she is here again to light up the green, white and blue at the Miss Art Global. Her achievement is waving on social media as friends, fans and bloggers are posting congratulatory messages wishing the flying star good luck as she is set for the global competition. Another hardcore female rapper is cooking up, and this time it is Pikindeng lecturer Afiatu Bayo, aka Queen Afi, the super kid from East Coast, has jumped on the Wrong Turn Challenge by Lord Mo to showcase her lyrical power with dope bars. The video is hot and cool with zombie makeup. Queen Afi released her lyrics bullet on the beat. Here is the video.
This the one turn, bring chopper for rapper around coastline. Dope, click and keep say by me punch. Just relax, they watch me rapper, they make noise like Bluetooth. Call me Gatus the goes anytime I dash, I they broke. Keep my silence, put on the walk. Man, they pass talk force. One for come at me, you stupid, you go inside this music industry. We nothing no get replacement. If I go hard and throw punch on you for make you face them.
Hip hop is indeed alive, as we hope to see more battling for the crown in the near future. Finally, Lionel's Music, the label that has been managing Lionel's the Genius, has released the drama and the video of Fumble Tick, featuring super kids like Lionel's the Genius, Angel Jesse, Baby Nice, and Upline Pekin. Of course, it is 2 in 1,
and the music video where the kids explore lyrical and drama where they showcase their acting skills. The song is about the strength and family unity. Let's watch.
I don't tell you, Papa. Why you for can't give me picking food now? And let remember, see,
Famble sick they bend, but in not they broke. Famble sick they bend, but in not they broke. Famble sick they bend, but in not they broke. In a bend so say it's in a back.
Great kids, great talents. Well, that's all we have in this edition of the Entertainment News. I've been your presenter, Joy Dumbuya.
Thank you, Jorian. It's now time for sports.
Good afternoon and warm welcome to Sports Updates News. I am your presenter, Esther Marie Samoa. In this edition of the Sport News, the chairman of Cricket Sierra Leone, Francis Levo Samoa, has noted that the association will focus on training the senior men's team and as well as the under-19 team for international competitions. He made this disclosure during an interview with Mohamed Lamin Toure. Here's the report.
According to the chairman of Cricket Sierra Leone, Francis Trevor Samoa, the move aims to select players for international competition and strengthening the National League as part of best practice.
So we are now preparing for resumption of the domestic cricket competitions 2024 between now and December 31st, and also preparing for the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup African Sub-Regional Qualifier scheduled for Lagos, Federal Republic of Nigeria from the 20th to 30 November 2024. A week after that, the men's team will also be participating in the all-important West African Men's T20 Cricket Trophy.
He added that the Sierra Leone Cricket Premier League will resume after the rains, and the 2025 season will start in January and provides equipment support for clubs, noting negotiations are on the way for an increased budgetary support.
We've been able to increase funding for the clubs, and we also we are working very hard to ensure that 2025 league season, which is expected to start in January 2025, to give equipment to support these clubs, not only with seed money, but also to support the clubs with equipment such as batting gloves, wicket-keeping gloves, helmets, and also cricket bats, so that these clubs will be able to participate effectively and successfully in all domestic cricket competitions.
In the recent ICC tournaments, Sierra Leone Remo Coca won Player of the Series and 3 Man of the Match awards. Meanwhile, Emma Kamara won 4 Player of the Match awards and set a record as the first woman in West African sub-region to score over 100 runs in an ICC organized competition. SLBC Sports, Mohamed Toure reporting.
In the news also, Sierra Leone under-20 men football team will be up against their Liberian counterpart in the ongoing West African Football Union under-20 football competition underway in Liberia. The team secured a goalless draw with neighboring country Guinea in their first match, and today